Today's tutorial, we're going to create a lawn with a pool in it and a fence. So let's click on the rectangle tool right here, and I want you to drag this out and make sure you're in the feet mode. You don't want it to be inches because then it's just going to make everything difficult. So I'm going to pull it out like so, and we can worry about scaling later if need be, but you should be in feet. And I'm going to pull this up, and I'm going to pull it up. I'd probably pull it up a couple, let's say, close to 4 feet. You know, around 4 feet. That way the textures will appear realistic, and then I can pull this out like so. Um, Okay, so let's say this is going to be our lot. And what we're going to do is we're going to hover over, and we're going to hit delete so that we have a space right here. And from here, we can go to the paint bucket, we can go to materials and go to fencing, and you can apply a various fence cover to it, or a fence material to it. And if you zoom in, you can see the fence. And if this was only like 2 inches high, this would look really funny. Or if it was 300 feet high, this would look funny. That's why we wanted to make sure we pulled it up to a realistic height of 3 to 4 feet. And then we're going to go back to vegetation, and you can choose a vegetation that you like. Now let's get started on the pool. I want you to select a region, and I'm going to select, actually I'm just going to select my arc tool, and I'm going to just arc a section, and let's say this was going to be my stone covered section. So instead of having the pool on directly on the grass or close to the grass, I'm going to go to stone and create maybe something like that. Now for the pool, let's go ahead and start with a rectangle and click and drag it out. And what I want you to do first is I want you to click and copy and paste, or go to edit, copy, edit, paste, and I want you to just pull it out, and we'll deal with that in a little bit. After you do that, I want you to click out, deselect that, and I want you to use the offset tool, and I want you to click right here. Actually, click on this edge right here and pull it out just a little bit. And I want you to push this up just a hair. And from here, you can color that in. If you wanted to color that in a different trim, let's say this stone. So I'm going to go around coloring that in. And Control Z if you mess up. There you go. And once you get a different trim in there, I want you to use the push-pull tool. I want you to push this down. And you can see that this is still in here. And why don't we color that in? Why don't we color, if we go to tile, let's color the sides maybe a different color. Maybe choose a different tile and choose the inside and color that in. And you can even click. We'll click on, oh yeah, we can just do that as well. So now we have a tile color going. And maybe, you know what, I'm going to click this as the bottom just because it's going to be easier for you to see the lines. And once we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to create some steps. So I'm going to create the arc tool, and we're going to click on one edge, on the other edge. Now you can't pull it out past, if you pull the arc out too much, you're going to have a hard time using the offset tool. So don't arc it too much, just a little bit. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use the pull tool. You're going to pull it up, and then you're going to use your offset tool. And if you just offset it like that, it would just pull that in. We don't want that. I want you to hover over this line, and when you hover over this line and then use the push-pull tool, then it'll only bring in that particular line, and that's what we want. Use the push-pull and pull that up just a little bit. Now, if you're having a hard time with this, it means you arced it too much. Try it again without arcing it as much, and it should work. I'm going to go back to my offset tool, pull it in some more, and then I'm going to push-pull. So keep on doing this until you create a few more steps. And like so. Pull that up, and maybe I'll do one more. I know it's a lot of steps, but and great. So here we go. Here we have the the steps, the pool. Now we're gonna, if we want to make a deep end for this, what we can do is we can use the line tool right here, and I'm just going to click on the line and drag it over nice and straight. You can see, and from here I'm going to use my move tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to angle this, and I'm going to just move that down. You see how I'm moving it down along the blue axis? So now I've created kind of like a deep end, and if you want to shift this line over, you can click on it and shift it over, something like that. And so now we have a pool, we have a deep end. If you wanted to get rid of the lines, you can hit delete and hold down shift, and now that way you can get rid of that line right there. If you want to get rid of these lines, just holding down shift, hitting delete, and if you wanted to go around the side, you can do that as well. I'm just going to do these for now. Now we need to place this back over top, and we're going to color that in first, a watercolor. So I'm going to go to water, change it, and once I get that, I'm going to select it, and once it's selected, I'm going to use my move tool. And remember, the easiest way to move it, in my opinion, is clicking on the corner and dragging it to another corner. Just like we did with the dream house and the balcony, you clicked on a corner. I'm going to click on the corner right here, and then so now I'm just going to place it at whatever corner I want the whole thing to be at. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to maybe right here. I'm going to click. So now I know, and since it's copied and pasted, I know that it's the right size. And I zoom out. Now I'm good to go with my pool. Okay? So that's one way of doing a pool, and you can add like the filtration system and any other details you want. But that's a pretty solid looking pool. And the last thing that I want to show you is just a gate. If you're creating your dream house, and you can see the materials are going in and out. That's just because of my computer. If you wanted to, let's say you create a driveway or something like that, you can click and create a square or your rectangle tool like so, and then all you have to do is use the eraser tool and delete the top half, and then now you have an opening. So you can do that, or you can color it in a different color, a different gate or a different fence to make it look like it's a gate, and then do a driveway to your house. The only other thing is rooftop. We didn't really cover this in the building demo. If you use like your pencil tool and you go across, you can always use your move tool and pull it up to create this kind of roof effect if that's interesting or if that interests you. All right, so there's a yard, there's a fence, there's a pool, and that's how you raise the roof. All right, there you go.